My guest today is an entrepreneur, is an Olympic and World Championship medalist in athletics. He is also the founder of an innovative Courier Company called YDGExpress. You will often hear him talking about mindsets if you follow him on social media, because he understands more than anyone I know how important it is for winning. Okay, how important a mindset is for winning. So guys, please meet Khotso Mokoena.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for agreeing to come on to the Happy Like Buddha podcast. So guys, today we're going to be talking about how you can get the mentality of a winner. And this is because winning is a mentality. Yeah. Winning, it's easy to think about it, but less easy to actually go out and do it, because many of us, for many of us, it is what drives us back to the pitch every single morning. Okay. And what gets me up to, and winning is basically what gets me up to grind every single day. And it's what causes the best athletes and entrepreneurs to strive to be the best in what it is that they're actually doing. So if you like it or not, winning is a huge part of sports and life. And it isn't just about having the most skilled people or the best players on the field. Winning is a mentality, and there are some things that we can instill in our minds at work, in sports, and in life to cultivate a winner's mindset. So, Khotso, I just want to firstly ask you, did you ever think that I could ever beat you when we were competing in that?
That's a tough question.
Because you know what? Because I remember that when we were athletes, I used to be like I was happy at one championship when you were not there. And I was like, hey, where's Khotso? It's not. I'm like, oh, finally, I can know what it's like to win at national championships. And then there was this guy called Simeon Mars, who then beat me, and then I came second.
Those were the days, at that time, when you just, we all in the junior and the youth stages of our sporting career. So at that time, you just want to do as good as you can, no matter where you're competing. I never thought that, I was causing so much problems for a lot of athletes.
Yes, you were, man. Yes, you were.
But I was just enjoying every moment. It was beautiful.
That's wonderful, bro. Can you just take me through this, because I never got to experience it? What was it like being at World Championship and that very first World Championship that you went to, where you got, it was the Olympics, where you got a silver medal? Like, what was that experience like?
You see, I think, first of all, every athlete's dream is to have an Olympic medal attached to themselves. Just like every entrepreneur's dream is to build an empire. So with the Olympics, it's quite the same. Every athlete's dream is to have the Olympics medal or to participate at the Olympic Games. So for me, I think that was a big experience. It was more of a mission accomplished type of a feeling. You train so hard for so many years. Most people don't, they work so hard and they don't even get to experience the Olympic Games. Some people break records and they still don't even get to experience the Olympic Games, because you still have to qualify for it and go to the games and perform, so it takes a lot of hard work. So for me, the experience was out of this world. It's something that I'll always cherish. It's one thing that I know that changed my life in many ways. Till today, I'm able to look back at that, look back at that accomplishment and see how it has actually moved me and grown me as a person to be today. So it was a fantastic experience. I'll never forget that.
So would you say that that particular Olympic set like set you up for even bigger and greater success that you have currently in your life.
Absolutely. So what it did for me, it actually opened up doors for me to be able to be in a room with people that I never thought I would be in a room with. To give me that kind of opportunity to be amongst people that I never dreamt of being next to. I mean, speaking of Mandela, I met Mandela few times after winning the Olympic Games. We were invited at his house, we were invited at his foundation, we had dinners with him, we had lunches with him. He gave us a lot of wisdom. So it's a big thing. I've met all the presidents of this country, even the latest president that we have now, President Cyril Ramaphosa. I met him long time ago already.
My fellow South Africans.
Yeah, my fellow South Africans. Very same guy. So I think the games did a lot for me. It absolutely changed me as a person.
Dude, so tell me something, man. Like, how is it that you were consistent since we were like, I think 17 or 18 or 19 to qualify for every single World Championships and Olympics? How did you manage to do that?
Yeah, so I think my very first championship, I was 17 years old, and I've been going to every single championship ever since then. I think what came with it is the fact that I always had a dream. I always worked hard. It's not easy. I mean, as you know, someone who's been an athlete yourself, you know that track and field is not the easiest sports. It's really hard. It's individual sports that will drive you crazy. And also it needs a lot of consistency and a lot of hard work. It's just like entrepreneurship. It's very lonely as well. You are alone out there. When I'm competing there, I'm alone there. So I always tell myself that, you've put in so much hard work. You cannot miss any championship. I think that would have been very detrimental to my upbringing as a sportsman, that I had to compete at every championship to make sure that I get myself a chance to win a medal. Because the only way I can try and win a medal is to be at that championship, because then anything can happen in the arena. You can beat the best athlete on that day. Maybe on the day he's feeling tired, and you're feeling more energized than the other person, so you have that edge. You know what I'm saying? You're always staying hopeful. So it's always better. For me, it was always a thing of, I need to show up. I need to show up. I need to be there. I need to be there so that my odds can be with me.
So you would define it as you were almost instinctively motivated every single year, like to go to every championship, to go to any championship, because anything could happen on that particular day. You could be the best in the world, even if you were not the best going into the competition, because and it all depends on mindset. And that's something that actually that happened to me at my last competition that I went to, where it was in Johannesburg. It was a university, it was a SASU championships, university champs. And I was really just going there to go and drink some beers at the end of the competition, because it was like the final one. And I remember in that competition, I was coming maybe like 13th or 14th. And at some point in the competition, there was a younger guy in our team who was like, Wale, I'm going to beat you, Wale. I'm going to beat you, Wale. And I remember thinking to myself at that particular point, like, no, this guy cannot beat me. I can't lose. And there was something that happened inside of me where it was just like, it was a sudden change in my mindset, where I just became so motivated and so amped up. And this feeling, I carried this feeling into my final jump, which took me from like 13th or 14th place to 3rd place, okay, in the competition. And I was like, what is this feeling? What is this feeling? So I was like, no one talked to me, no one do anything. I need to carry this feeling into the final later on in the afternoon. And I carried that feeling until, like later into the competition in the afternoon. And I actually performed really well, that I was caught up for the Sasu team. And I was like, what is going on? Like, is this like, is this what Khotso feels
feeling
all the time? Like, this like pumped up, motivated,
like
you feel almost invincible in competitions. Is like really like what happens to you when you compete.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that feeling of like, whoa, I didn't know I was capable of this. That feeling that it's so hard to put a finger on that feeling, but it's like a feeling out of nowhere. It's almost like
invisibility.
Wow, like invisibility. Like you can't be touched at that moment. So that's exactly the feeling. That's exactly the feeling, and that's the feeling that I had in the 2008 Olympic Games. I mean, in the qualifications, I was, they only picked the best 12 guys to go into the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was number 11.
Mm.
In 2008 Olympic Games, I was picked as the 11th guy, the second last guy to jump into the finals. And when I jumped into the finals, I was this hungry lion that I got a silver medal.
That's wonderful, man.
That's just that feeling to say that, tomorrow is a new day. This is a new day. It's not like yesterday. I've got to do what I got to do right now. And this is one feeling that I've had to grow until today. Even today, I'm still growing that feeling that today is a new day. I have to work hard for today to get the results for today. Wherever it's 5 tasks that I have on my paper, it's the results that I need to get for today. You know what I'm saying? Get that done. So that's the feeling that I had in 2008 at the Olympic Games, that in the finals, I had to get my jumps done. I had to get my jumps in. Yeah.
So tell me something, right? Have you ever experienced failure?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I go back, the worst failure I still remember to this day was in 2007. Where I went into a competition. I was also trying to qualify for the World Champs that were later in Osaka that same year in 2007. And Saladino was still competing in those days. He was the guy at the top of the game. Evan Saladino. And he was torturing us. I came in that competitions with so much hopes. That competition, I couldn't even jump 8 meters. And I had 8:35 under my belt. And that day, I couldn't even jump 8 meters. I jumped like 7:77.
You remember.
You know what I'm saying? It was terrible. And Saladino went and jumped at 8:68. Almost a meter ahead of me. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I remember I was still a young boy. I think I was 21. I was 22, and I was with my coach, and I was so devastated. I was in Finland. We were in Greece, in Athens that time. I felt like I wanted to go back home and stop this thing. And the pain I felt I've never felt pain like that before. It was terrible. But then, again, I stuck to my core beliefs. I stuck to my principles, and that was tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. But I remember that competition. I failed so bad. I think I was last.
Did that failure? did that motivate you to work even harder and to be even better in the future and in future competitions?
Yeah. That failure put me in. I remember I took about 2 to 3 days playing the tape back in my head of that competition, of what happened there, on what I can do better, and the fact that knowing that I have so much, and that just kept me going. So that competition also it assisted me a lot to go forward.
That's wonderful, man. My internet is a little bit stable, so I apologize for any disconnection if any does happen. Okay.
Yeah.
For anyone who's watching, and if you like to to learn a little bit more from Khotso, you can find him on Instagram at Khotso Mokoena. If I'm correct. Okay. And also, he's also on Facebook as well. I didn't find you on Twitter, so I'm not sure.
Oh, Twitter is Mokoena Inspires.
On Twitter is, you can find him on Mokoena Inspires. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the next topic that we're going to go into now, you can go to his new company website. It's called YDGExpress.com. And I just want to talk a little bit more about that, more on your entrepreneurship side, because you are currently still an athlete. You actually qualified to go to the Olympics this year, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I don't have a TV, so I'm not sure if it was One Championships or if, excuse me, or if it was Olympics, but you qualified this year. And at the same time, how do you still get time to start a company and a Courier Company of all types of companies? Because, dude, I don't know how you find the time, and how do you find time to do that? And can you just take me through a bit of this Courier Company as well, because it's quite an innovative idea. When we were actually discussing that a few days ago.
Yeah. So the way I started this, like I said, from the beginning, I think after winning the 2008 Olympic Games, I told myself that I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I wanted more for myself, because I knew that going forward that athletics is not going to last forever, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Why are you looking at me?
Athletics,
of course I know what it is. Yes, I know what it means.
So I knew that, I needed to have something that that's different, something that's going to take me beyond after the sporting life. And for me, entrepreneurship was what I could identify myself with, and I started my very, very first business then after the Olympic Games. I started with the property company, Only Rentals. It's still around today. It's a franchise. And I bought into that franchise. And then obviously I was still an athlete, so it was not so easy to manage that. I learned so much from my first business. I can tell you that I learned so much how to manage people. I learned how to manage people. I learned how to lose money. I learned how to fail quickly. Mm-hmm. I learned how to try and build trust with the people that you are working with. I learned how to really do a lot of things by myself. So, and then over the years, I've just escalated and just tried new things. The journey of just being an entrepreneur. I tried new things. Went into the restaurant industry. I had to sell that. After I had to focus, I had to focus for the Commonwealth Games. I decided I was going to sell the restaurant so that I can focus on the Commonwealth Games, because I wanted to win gold in that. And so I sold that. I sold the restaurant. Then I went competed at the Commonwealth Games, and I got a gold medal. Then I broke the national record. So, which is not an easy thing, So I kept going. Then I started a marketing company called Roadvertise, which is still right now one of the core businesses that I do. We do a lot of activations for brands, brand campaign activations, which we're still doing. Of course, we can't do it now because of the pandemic. We can't be in contact with people, and brand activations that we do is ones that you contact people. You are in one place with people so that they can experience the brand, right? So that's the marketing activations company that I have, which is on hold now. And then a Courier Company. When I started YDGExpress, it's that feeling that I've had when I was a child, because my grandfather is something I always wanted without knowing this is what I want. Okay, so as a child, my grandfather was, tanker service. They are a sort of like they are a fuel company. They are huge. They are called tanker service. They they transport fuel, they transport liquids and powder and those kind of stuff. And my grandfather was working for that company. He was a truck driver for tanker services. Okay,
I know
and
tanker, yeah.
he would take me, tanker services. He would take me around to trips with him around the country. You know, we'd drive to Limpopo, to Durban, to Cape Town, to Kimberley, Port Elizabeth, and I would see how he goes and loads the truck and puts in the liquid and takes the liquid, go deliver it maybe from Johannesburg all the way to KZN to deliver the fuel at the depot and come back to take the fuel again, take it elsewhere. So he was always on the road. And during the school holidays, he would take me with him, okay? And I sort of liked that, you know. And every time I travel as well, I always like to look at the trucks. When I go overseas to compete at World Champs, wherever I go, I always look at the trucks on the highway or at the airport, you know, because I'm just fascinated about all these things, you know, that system, that transport system. I always look at the companies that are overseas. I always watch, oh, this company is actually from Finland. Oh, this company is actually from Sweden. Oh, this, I've seen this company in South Africa. They're actually based in Finland, but they're also operating in South Africa, you know. So, and then eventually I started YDGExpress. And it has become this thing that I'm so passionate about right now. The love that I have for it is just tremendous, because I want to play a part in making a world a better moving machine. Just like I was with an athlete, I always wanted to be someone who inspires other athletes, someone who makes a difference in the jumping world. You know, if you speak about jumping, I also want to be mentioned that, you know, there was this other athlete, Khotso Mokoena, who did this, who did that.
I think everyone would always mention Khotso Mokoena as being the best, the guy who's like, you know, like who's sort of like inspired, like now the world, actually South Africa is just now filled with jumpers. Everyone wants to be a jumper.
Yeah.
And
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so this is exactly, that's the feeling that I want with YDGExpress. You know, I wanted to play a part in helping the world to become a better moving machine. You know, who knows, we might be helping someone who's somewhere in Australia, someone who's in Finland, someone who's in Sweden. You know, because of YDG, the person is able to receive the package or is able to send the package away, you know, using YDG. For me, there is a fulfillment. You know, I feel like I've helped the world to become a better moving machine. So this is when I came with YDGExpress, and further on, I realized that the industry needs something a little bit different. Okay, and we've decided that our structure will focus on subscription. You know, knowing that a lot of people courier all the time, and some people don't courier all the time. You know, some people do it once a week, some people do it once a month, okay? And some people do it twice a week, some people do it 3 times a month, you know? So I wanted to tailor-make a service that gives someone an ability to say, okay, I am a person or a company that transport goods 3 times a month. I'm able to tailor-make a subscription that fits your budget, that fits your pocket, that fits the needs that you have as a person who always wants to send out packages or receive packages, you know, instead of letting you pay huge sums of money every single time you have to courier. So it's almost like I want to personalize that for you, you know, so that it works for you as many times as you want it, without any fluctuations. But you know that when you are doing a service with us, you don't even have to worry about the fluctuation of the prices and having to be overpriced all the time. You know that your service is consistent, and you can plan your courier anytime you want. So this is how YDG came about. Yeah.
So tell me something about the courier service, right? If I was to ship goods from, say, if you know, most people in South Africa are based, you know, like they actually source stuff and ship them or in Johannesburg. If I was to ship goods from Johannesburg to Durban, and say I was shipping, say roughly about 10, which is about 300 orders a month. Okay.
Yeah.
On average, what would I be expected? What would each parcel cost me on with YDGExpress?
Yeah.
As compared to other services.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to YDG, and when it comes to other courier services, you know that there is a limit that they put on their packages. Okay. And with us, the limit goes all the way to 25 kilograms.
Oh, okay.
Free. Okay. That is couriered for you for free. Okay. So, and we give days, every Tuesdays and every Fridays, you can courier with us for free without having to pay if you are on subscription. Okay. So you don't have the headache of, oh, I have to pay today, I have to pay on Tuesday, I have to pay on Friday, I have to pay every time I courier out. So what we want to build is we are building a system that allows you to use your funds somewhere else in your business. So you can courier a consignment with us every Tuesdays and every Friday of the month without paying, and only paying at the end of the month. So you are able to use those funds to continue to grow your business in that month. Do other things that you have to do as a small business or as a person. I mean, it's pandemic time right now. People need the money, you understand? But at the same time, they want to be able to connect to other people, and they use the courier services to connect to other people. So we give people that gap to be able to connect with anyone you want to connect with, and be as a business person to be able to use your funds anywhere else you want to use it. And then rest assured that your package is going to get where it needs to go. But then at the end of the month, you just have to subscribe to our courier service. You only pay at the end of the month, which is much, much less. No matter how we calculate it, we've tried all sorts of methods, comparing it with all other courier services. At the end of the month, people are paying much, much less than what they would pay with a different courier.
Okay, so I'm in e-commerce, right? And in e-commerce, what I do and what a lot of people in e-commerce do is that they focus primarily on small parcels. Like if someone's like, hey, Wale, I'd like a company to become a supplier of my beds and fridges. I just tell them, no, thank you. I don't want to because immediately bed and fridges, I'm thinking how much it would be to Korea. Okay, so do you guys have the same prices for things up to like 25 kilos, if it's a bed or if it's a fridge, as say someone who wants to ship like a cable, for example,
correct.
Or like, is there a difference?
Correct. No, for us, there is no difference, and we prefer it that way because we understand that, like I say, what we understand is the relationship that you want to build with us, and also the mission that you have to get your package to the other side. So we want to make all of that possible, and which is what I speak about a little bit. What we spoke about a little bit earlier on is making the world a better moving place. Otherwise, if we say no, we only charge so much. That's why we put a cap, and it's a bigger cap. 25 kilograms. It's a big cap. Few companies, if you have to do a research for yourself, you will see they'll only give you up to 2 kilograms for free, or at the maximum they'll say maybe they give you up to 5 kilograms for free. Then you have to pay thereafter. So we build our cap up to 25 kilograms. We know that you are covered and you pay less, and we're able to connect with the world elsewhere.
Okay, so I just feel like I need to let's just flesh that out a little bit. When you say 25 kilograms for free, it means that you pay this set amount for up to 25 kilograms.
Up to 25 kilograms.
Then after that is when we start charging you additional.
After that, yes, okay. Which is a very low cost. I mean, if you look at if you look at what other services are paying, people will pay something like $20 after 2 kilograms, $40, 40 rands after 2 kilograms. where else we stay only at 16 rands per kilograms after the 25 kilograms, which makes it much more affordable for anybody.
Okay, I feel understand. So your service will be tailored more towards the guys, because we've got guys, suppliers who sell home decor, tables, shelves, etc. So your service will be more tailored towards them, because I can imagine the guys who are targeting the 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram guys.
Yes,
they might probably beat you on the price for those tiny items.
Correct.
But for the guys, but those same guys wouldn't be able to beat you for the much bigger items.
Bigger consignments. Correct.
Okay. All right. Correct. Cool, man.
Correct.
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, you look at other companies that specialize only with 2 kilograms. Like they courier only 2 kilograms, which is okay. I mean, that's the entrepreneurial way of building their service. Okay, so our service is that we want to give you more room. We want to give you more room to be able to get your consignment to wherever it goes.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You know what I love about you is that your attitude when you're talking about your business, when you're talking about athletics, when you're talking about sports, it's actually infectious, and it's one of those. Yeah, man. You have this very positive attitude about you, and I love that.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Khotso. Is there any closing words that you would like to just close off with, like any words of motivation or inspiration that you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I think for all the entrepreneurs out there, as well as sports people out there, anyone in general, is that always remember that tomorrow is a new day. Continue to show up. Every day is an opportunity to reach your goal.
Thank you for tuning in. If you did enjoy that conversation, please subscribe to Adewale Adejumo channel and click